our next guest is a woman's holistic health and lifestyle coach. She runs her business helping women tap into their inner strength to help reach their potential through mindset and health practices. Jacqui is no stranger to trauma and healing herself. She's experienced a lot during her time on earth, and she's so generous in helping guide other women to overcoming their challenges and hurdles to help them achieve well-being and happiness. Please give a warm welcome to Jacqui Adcock. Oh, you look divine.
Oh, I feel it. I don't get dressed up very much.
You look gorgeous. Thank you for joining us on the couch today. You are just one amazing, amazing woman. There are so many things I want to ask you. However, I'd like to start by asking a little bit about your experience as a rehabilitation consultant at the Australian Defence Force.
Well, it's a really good question to start with, because it's really where I found who I was. And I went in there wanting to help men and women. I had no idea what I was really doing. I went in as an exercise physiologist, and I actually came out learning more about myself, exercise, mental health, well-being of so many people, but more about myself as well. And it was really a divine experience for me, because learning about, men and women and mental health was such a big thing. But until you're working in that space, I worked with trainees right up to high-ranking officers, and you realise that we're just all humans. So it was such a beautiful experience.
Oh, how lovely. And Jacqui, I believe that's where you met your husband. Tell us about that.
I
What was
did.
life in the military like?
Oh, life in as a military wife and military spouse was almost a really beautiful experience. Like, I always believe, don't mix professional life with with your work and or with love life. But Mark and I became really good friends, and we learnt more.
Was it when he was in uniform? Come on, be
pretty
honest.
much, yes, it was. And I secretly had to say,
my husband's out there somewhere just saying uniform.
Yeah, exactly. And I worked with, uniform members every single day, but there was just something about Mark that I was like,
oh, hello.
Yeah. So, and then living as a military spouse, when we got together, we had this beautiful daughter, Laura, and I became an instant stepmom. And so I lived the career of a military wife, and also worked in that space. So that was really positive, but it also could be really, have a double-edged sword.
Yes,
so, yeah.
I can imagine. And Jacqui, you help women get that beautiful mind-body connection. Take us through what that is and why is it so important to have?
It really is. I feel like when you have really good mindset and really good thought pattern, it's all really about good gut health. And, when you have a clean gut, you have clean thoughts, and you also can connect back into your emotional health. And, as you may know, or you hear that your gut health is really important, and it also impacts on your thoughts. So your gut is your second brain, and the healthier that is, the more you can connect back into yourself and your emotional and spiritual health. So,
gosh,
yeah,
it sounds like bliss when it actually comes together.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
exactly. And most women or working mums now that I've moved towards working with is we don't take enough time to really think about ourselves. So I always say to them, how is your nutrition? How is your gut health? How do you feel? What do you say to yourself? Because it's all interconnected.
Oh, yes, that inner little critic that we have.
Yes.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Yes, she can be not so very nice. And the last few years have been really tough on a lot of people. So what do you think some of the challenges that are facing women today?
Oh, it's a really good question. I think we're, as women and mums, we're trying to balance all the plates. We're trying to spin them all. We've got enough doing here, running kids, doing that, career time. And I feel that working with women, one of the biggest challenges is giving back to yourself, giving back time to yourself. And one of the questions that I ask my clients are, where do you schedule time? And they're like, Yeah,
What's that?
Even 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Get up half an hour earlier and give yourself that cup of tea. Well, my children wake up. That's okay. Sit with them, because you're teaching them grassroots level. So
Yes.
I think that's the biggest challenge, I think, is time and self-love and self-acceptance.
It is hard as a mum, though, isn't it, to have that balance. And I don't know about anyone else. I'm sure this has happened to others, but I felt like when I had young children, the moment my tushy would sit on a toilet, they would not. I wouldn't see them for an hour. Yeah. The second I would sit down, Mum.
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
it linked or something? Is there like this energetic sort of, oh, she's pushing?
Yep.
What's up with that?
Even locking the door.
I know, that
Take
means
your phone
nothing.
in. Yeah.
They'll slide, they'll look underneath the crack. I'm like, privacy, please.
Yeah.
In recent years, there's been a focus of the concept of 1% shifts. What are your thoughts around this?
Yeah, I love that. And it's something that I have really focused on myself, is just giving yourself that 1%, doing 1% better every single day. Do you come back into yourself? Do you take 5 minutes to breathe when you're feeling frustrated or feeling angry? What do you do? I take myself out, count to 5, and then come back in to centre. I make sure that I talk to myself positively. I make sure that I, do some stretches. I make sure that I get my morning routine done. But it's that 1% better every single day adds up to 365%.
I love that so much. That is brilliant. And you've had some challenging times in your life. Tell us a little bit about that and how they've shaped you.
Yeah, that's right. And I think for me, one of the most challenging times, and I've had many, but one of the the biggest one for me was recovering from postnatal depression and really not understanding what it was, yet I worked in mental health. And that ashamed feeling of, oh my goodness, I was running like a hamster in a wheel, didn't understand this would affect me. I was raising my stepdaughter, new baby, never slept, not much support. I had support around me, but it was my thoughts running myself into the ground. But who I became from that was the person that I kept looking back and thinking, wow, you went through that. Your husband was deployed, but you still got through it. You did have beautiful support around you, but who did I become? I became a woman that had strength, the woman that had hope that I could get through this, and really looked at what I was doing and then flipped that around.
So talking about support, Jacqui, it's the girlfriend hour. Tell us about your girlfriends and what they mean to you.
That my girlfriends mean everything to me. You can be in, probably the lowest point of your lives, or you think you are, and all you need to do is to reach out to them, or they may reach out to you. One of my dearest friends, Melissa, who we've known each other for over 28 years, we know each other, inside
so when
and
you were
out.
both two.
When we were both two. And I sat there and thought, wow, this beautiful girl has been with me for many years, and it's just about that connection and openness and holding space for each other. But I'm so glad to be surrounded by some beautiful women in the crowd here. Lexi and Joe, thank you for supporting me. And it's just, we're all in this together.
We are. Absolutely. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have a D&M. Give them a round of applause.
Are you loving the Girlfriend Hour so far? We hope you've been inspired by the wonderful women you've seen sharing their stories. Do you have an inspiring story of your own to share? We're looking for magic just like yours. Be featured in Feminescence magazine and start your own exciting media journey. Join many other fabulous women who've been profiled in Feminescence magazine. Unlock access to an international audience, propel your career and expand your network. Make today the day you back yourself. What are you waiting for? Visit feminescence.com.au to find out more.